Hiya folks, this could possibly be the shortest video I've ever made. You know when you get those days where nothing seems to be going right for you? I think this is one of those days, just the way it goes really. I must have visited about 4 different fields to try and get some detecting done. The first three fields, which for pasture, all had horses in, and they're thoroughbreds as well. They're not just little ponies or anything, so I didn't want to risk going in there with those. So I went to another farm, one that I was in the previous video to this one, stubble fields, and they've all been drilled and seeded, so they're out now until September time. I did text the landowner, but I didn't get a reply, so I headed down there anyway and called to the farmhouse, and yeah, she confirmed that they have been seeded. So then I thought, well, where the heck am I going to go now? So I remember there's two little fields not far from home, actually, quite close. I've been in one of them previously, but only for a very short while because it was extremely wet back then. And the middle of the field was like a quagmire. There's probably only about 5 acres in total between the two fields, so not large at all. I walked across one of them over in that direction. There's a lot of rubbish in it. Both fields are quite close to the road. But I did have an oldish button from there and a few bits of scrap. I just jumped over a hedge, well, a beck really, and called into this other field that I'm in now. So I've had a few finds so far. So we'll just update you on those anyway, so at least I've got a little bit of video to go with. Right, I'll just switch this camera around. So it's only a small field, just grass. I don't know whether they use it for silage or whether it's to put sheep in, possibly sheep, because there's a fence post around it. I've got the Equinox in field 1 today. Iron bias 0, recovery speed, I'm on 3 at the moment. Multi-frequency, I always forget to mention the frequencies. I've just poured myself a cup of coffee. So let's show you some of the stuff I've had today. An iron ring, give a positive signal, but this obviously did have some iron sounds to it as well. Little buckle from the field just next to me. I don't know the age on that one. I don't think it's probably going to be very old. Somewhere in my bag, I think, I have another horse harness buckle. A couple of shotties. That gave a good signal. 23, 24, that one. Don't know what it is. Looks fairly modern though. A couple of holes in it, so possibly off a bit of farm machinery. Just had a tomback button up a few minutes ago. About 6 inches deep, 13 signal that one. It's quite a crumbly one. Another little button there, possibly post-medieval. Obviously would have been a 2-part buckle. I don't know what that is, just a bit of copper. I don't think it's off a buckle. A squash thimble, which is a shame, but again, not very old. No. Machine made that one. A little lead disc, bit of aluminium there, a couple of buttons there. Elizabeth II sixpence, no silver content in that at all. And this signal just here, it's 22, 23. I thought it might have been a 2-pence piece, but we have got what I think is a George III. Might be a farthing that. Is it a farthing or a halfpenny? Is it even George III? Oh, it's something like that anyway. I think it's facing to the right, so I think it's a George III. That looks a bit messy, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's the state of play at the moment. How deep was that? That was about 6, 7 inches deep, probably, that one. So yeah, it's not really going to plan today, but you do get those days from time to time, don't you? I'm going to carry on in this field because I came in the field just over that gap over there and walked along the edge here. So I'm going to drink my cup of coffee and I'm going to carry on detecting, and if anything else turns up I shall let you know, and if nothing does I'll possibly tag this on to some later footage when I go out again. Right, anyway, wish me luck. Well, I've had a few more little bits and pieces up along this, just along this edge of the field. Over there is where I was in the last bit of video, in that bottom corner there. A bit more moisture nearer the hedge, which is surprising. Must be a beck somewhere. So the other bits and pieces, we'll quickly show you those, keep you up to date. Bit of pressed copper with some decoration on it. Possibly Victorian. This thing was a 13 signal. I'm not sure that's got some decoration on it or not, but it looks like copper. I mean, it might just be corrosion. I'm really not sure with that. Might be something on there, but I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's a bit clearer when I watch the video back. It could be corrosion, I suppose. Yeah, not sure. This copper thing, don't think it's a watch winder, but that was one of my first thoughts, but I ain't so sure with that one. Right, we just had a 17 signal down here, only shallow, 4 inches, 5 inches at best. We've got a bit of a crusty Victoria halfpenny. There's a date on that somewhere. 1960 something, I think. Yep, that won't win any prizes, will it? The edge is just about gone on that one. Still, it's better than a button. Yep. Right, we shall persevere. Hopefully something will turn up that's better than this. Well, I've just dug up two 12 signals. Sorry for the car noise, I'm quite close to a road here. Gate's only just over there. There's cars whizzing past. Two 12 signals virtually side by side. The first one was this item here, some chain. I think it's copper by the look of it, colour wise anyway. That kind of reminds me of one of those Gunter's chains. I don't know if it is that, but it's got the look about it. Could be wrong, but that's all I can think of, unless it's something fencing related, but I'm not so sure about that really. And then the other 12 signal, next to it was by the side of it. This is about 8 inches deep, thereabouts. And we got a George VI coin, Cooper nickel, unfortunately, no silver content. 1 shilling, I think it's 1948. Yeah, so a bit of wire wool and vinegar on that, and that'll clean up a bit, well, reasonably well. It'll still be quite pink, I think, but that's what I'll try on that one anyway. Yeah, so that's all right. When I first saw the colour down the ground there, I thought, oh, this could be a shotty, but I'm just pleased to say it's not. 1 shilling. I'm getting a bit nearer to the road now. Instead of extremely squeaky signal down here. Actually, I dug the hole a little bit deeper and pinpointing was slightly off. It was in the sidewall. This was in the mid 20s, up to about 27, I think. So let's have a look at this one together. I can see something in the soil, but let's have a good look. Yeah, so here we are. So you can see it was in the sidewall, just along there. And there's the item in the clod. If it's up, it's a coin, not a button. It's a coin. Excellent. kind of half penny size-ish, I think, isn't it? No, I can't see it which way that's meant to be yet. I don't want to rub it too much. Is that a line on the bottom? Not sure. Yeah, the edge looks a bit crumbly again. Might be a Georgian or something like that. Fairly thickish. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some detail off that. Yeah, I'll give it a clean later on. I won't mess about with it now. Good. Well, the day hasn't turned out to be quite as bad as it was looking like it was going to be. It's drying out now, isn't it, that? Yeah, it's not a button, is it? No, there's no shank. Good. We'll pop that in a little box and we'll check it out later on. Good. Squeaky signal. Well, I just thought I'd show you the bluebells. Nature's fantastic, isn't it? Hang on, here comes a motorbike. Right, I've been walking along this edge here, which is the nearest to the roadside, as you can hear from the traffic noise. And I've had a few ring pulls up, no surprise there really. Sorry, I've had a few ring pulls up. Bits of junk. So I'm just over here at the moment. I had a 19 signal. Oh, I had a button up a few minutes ago, which was 17, 18 signal. This is only fairly shallow really, it's probably 4 inches I suppose. I've just said that's up there, and I think it's pretty much a poor man's love token. It's a copper coin bent into a love token, and looks like the back's been filed down. The front, or the obverse, not so much. There's a bust on there. I'm not sure if that's George III or could it be William IV, is it? I'm not sure. William IV? I'm useless with William stuff. So if anybody recognises that bust, you can probably help me out with an ID on this one. I mean, it looks a bit like George III, but it might be an earlier one. What do you reckon, folks? Yeah, there's nothing on that, on the reverse there. So whatever that is anyway. So yeah, the day's turned out better than I expected. So I'm very pleased about that. Going to go a little bit longer. Can't give up just yet. Well, I've had a few more bits of rubbish up from down here. Still fairly close to the roadside there. Just had an 18 signal down here, but before I show you that, these two little bits came out of the same hole. Got a bit of clay pipe there. Smoking pipe, I presume, and a thin bit of pottery. White on both sides. Yeah, so this was an 18 signal. It was 8 inches deep, and I have actually seen it. I put it back in the hole. And we do have another coin, I'm pleased to say. Can't see anything really at the moment. But I'll clean it up when I get home, so if you can stick around until the roundup at the end of the video, hopefully we'll have an ID for you for that one, as well as the other one earlier on, the thicker coin. Great stuff, folks. It's turned out better than I expected, as I've already said, I think. Right, folks, here are the bits and pieces, good and bad. Mostly bad, I think, actually. The little copper thing, when I thought there might be some decoration on it, there isn't. It's just corrosion, so I'm not even sure if that's actually copper. So it's just a bit of scrappage, that bit. Bit of pressed copper there. Probably no older than Victorian, I would say. The little squash thimble, it's not even worth straightening it out. It's just tin. So again, it's probably there's probably no age to that really at all. This weird chain thing. I put some photos on one of the forums actually. I did get some help. Well, I got a couple of suggestions. I thought it might have been part of a Gunter's chain, but I wasn't sure. Well, it's not. It's too short for that. These links are too short. And someone suggested it could be part of a hanging basket. May even be part of a bed support, like a bed frame type thing. So I really don't know what that is. Anyway, that's that. A couple of bits of pottery. Bit of clay pipe, smoking pipe, probably from the 1800s, I would think. I've never found a complete one. I've never found a pipe bowl either. Still looking for one of those. Quite a few buttons as we always get with this hobby. A couple of them have been silvered, but there's no design on them as far as I can see. Buckle there. I don't think that's very old at all. Any suggestions, comments, always welcome on stuff like this. I found a match on the PAS website. It is a watch winder, and that dates from about 1800 to 1900. Just a very simple watch winder, or clock winder. Don't know what that copper thing is. Bit of harness related buckle there. One, two, a couple of modern coins. I haven't bothered with cleaning this one up. It's just a Elizabeth II sixpence, 1958. Sadly, the other coins, the older coins, were in very poor conditions. A couple there, no detail I can see on those, but they're probably halfpennies, probably Georgian. Another one there, just make out the profile of the bust. I think that's a George III halfpenny. So around about 1800-ish, possibly late 17s. Don't think I can see a date on that. No. Not really anything on the back to look at, is there? George III love token, copper love token. I wonder if that's a Yorkshire thing. Either that or perhaps it was kids messing about with coins, making them for the sweethearts. Who knows? So that's that. And the last one was the George VI shilling. I've tried to clean it up, but it's not great. But it is what it is. 1948, 1 shilling, Cooper nickel, no silver content unfortunately, but that's that. Yeah, so there we go folks. It wasn't the best of hunts, but you know, it's just one of those days really. Jumping fields, trying to find a permission to go on. It gets hard at this time of year because most of the pasture fields, obviously the grass is getting quite long now, so that will probably be cut at the end of this month, end of May. And the other fields have all been seeded and the crops are growing, so I can't go in those. So what I'm doing, I'm just keeping an eye out for the fields that have got animals in, and horses and what have you, and occasionally to take the animals out, move them to another field, and the fields that have been left empty are the ones I'm going to be going on. Right, so there we go folks. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time around. Bye for now.